Welcome back. The great Dr. Martin Luther King said, "Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter." 4 months ago, Rattigan and Francis were warned that it was a bad idea what them a do in the foreign land, and they not listening, But as them say, deaf ears picnic got shop twice. Now I'm going to do something different. I'm going to play the conclusion of a over 2 hours conversation. And what the speaker had to say was the very same thing I said the night before Vegas went to protest. The very reason Vegas them go out there, go mash down them protests in the first place. We said it was politically motivated and it was a bad idea. Wanna listen to this,
Your final thoughts of the night.
Yeah, well, just quickly, state the position that I've raised as it relates to the protests, of your group here. I have a fear for it because, like I said, I don't see the upside, but I can see the possible downside. That's the worry I have. I wouldn't select to do something that is that risky. That's now the issue, the fear that you should have, as participants in this kind of approach to solving our crime problem, is that it is turned to be divisive. For the simple reason is that it is happening at a time when election is in the air, and the messaging, your message, is the same thing as the opposition. That's what they're saying. So when you're going around, coming into an election period, carrying the message of the opposition, it doesn't matter whether you say you are political or not, it doesn't matter. It is the effect or the impact or the result of it that it is parting the opposition message. And the last thing that the diaspora won't get involved in, and that is why you have to be very diplomatic about it now, is to be a part of any activity that can be misconstrued as being partisan, motivated by partisan interest.
Well said. Well said. Yes, man. So for all of the people that were like coming on my comment section, come tell me, say, I don't know, partisan business. Uno here, if you not parrot the PMP, them talking points, uno timing suspicious, which means, I don't know, motive suspicious, and the thing is turning out to be divisive, and the speaker said they can't see any positive, but they never business, them still decide to then go along with it. You understand me? Him say, him would take that the kind of risk, and him say, he don't really understand. Every time when election time come around, they come up with this kind of foolishness. It was suspicious. We were right all along. Vegas them did right. I'm glad that they came out there and taught you guys a lesson. By the way, we heard that your next protest will be indoors. I'm going to let the speaker finish.
The diaspora don't need that. It doesn't need it. I think we have been lucky for many years, even though there have been political partisan people in the diaspora. They exist. But it is going to leave a bitter taste in the mouth of those of us who live in Jamaica. We want to see the diaspora in a very positive light. We don't want to believe that they are part of the propaganda, the messaging of any of the political party. And if it was the other way around, I'd have the same effect. So that is the problem. You're supporting the current message of the opposition party. That's what is happening.
So Rattigan, you want to drop your final thoughts there?
Yeah, thanks, Dennis. And I want to say thank you to Clive and Ronnie and Dr. Francis and Chris for a spirited discussion, as well as to, wish all the listeners and the viewers all the best. Listen, Ronnie keeps saying that this is about crime, and I keep saying to him that it's not only about crime. It's about crime. It's about poverty. It's about the big, 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 big C, corruption. It's about failed promises. It's about promises that they made to people in Jamaica, people here. It's about all of these things and more. So he keeps focusing on crime. And then he also says that it's close to the election season. We, as far as I'm concerned, why am I doing this? And that question was asked. Why no? No, because I'm retired from the FBI and I have all the time in the world to focus on making my country what it should be. A shining example for the rest of the world, the Singapore of the Caribbean. That's my goal. And it cannot be achieved if we just sit back and just watch things happen and say, oh, we're not going to get involved. Oh, we can't get involved now because there's an election. As far as, and Dr. Francis, I'm open to being fully corrected. When as a group we started going down this road, the election was never a factor, and it's still not a factor. You know why? Because we have seen where elections were not called. So this had nothing to do with it. And by the way, the general election is not due till next year. And if I follow your line of reasoning, we should.
So, I'm going to pause. The speaker made his case, And as far as I'm concerned, up to this point, Rattigan no really address the fact that the main thing that the speaker was emphasizing was the perception of the people, the divisiveness, and the fact that it's clearly political. He's saying that it is not. The man that already say is a ploy around election. Now, earlier up in the video, he was talking about illicit six, I'm going to put the link of the video in the description so you can see it. He was talking about illicit six. That's a PMP talking point. Now, up to this point, we don't even know if anything even named illicit six in the first place. So, it's like they're sowing a discord and them misinformation and disinformation in the ear. And the other day, we heard the Prime Minister say, I'm going to address them. But hope Andrew Holness address some of these things real soon and make the people them understand what really are galang out here, so, Because them people here, they are not trustworthy. So first of all, Rattigan really has this strong sense of self-importance, about my country, and he wants it to be the Singapore of the Caribbean and that kind of stuff. But this is a guy who left Jamaica when he was a child. And in other shows on his platform, you usually see at this whole zinc shed place where he keeps telling people this is where he's from. And the fact that the place still look the same way. So I look at that and me ask myself, then if Rattigan come from here, so, and Rattigan they're foreign all this time, what has he done to improve the lives of the people them who still live there? So why me should I believe, say, this is about him wanting to improve Jamaica? Where are the receipts, by the way, of all of this money we una send come? This gentleman that he was talking to, this man is an accomplished businessman. And I'm going to play earlier on inside of the video when he was basically told at the outset that this was not a good idea and that educated people in a Jamaica already look on this and say, it no look good. The next thing about Rattigan is that Rattigan has been selling his own diaspora movement as opposed to one for the government. But we saw just in the newspaper today where they say the one led by Terralong, you understand me, in the same gleaner with no credibility as it relates to reporting on JLP matters. When we saw that, somebody in the comment also say, if Terralong never call out the gleaner would report something positive. But that the diaspora movement. And yet, Rattigan up on Fame Channel and I talk about, don't pay your money and go at that the one day. So Rattigan does not have clear motives. Rattigan is clearly one of the tools of Mark Golding's trade. And the facts are there to prove it. And we are following the facts. We're not following the words and the change of the arguments. Because we see say, from we call out the issues from the first protest where we see we're going, them change and them are refined as they go along. Rattigan, you live in Jamaica. You need to get up to date now. And other things that were said in the video, is me hear Dr. Francis talk about them go to government minister and they look on them and tell them, say, no, them can't do nothing. And then me hear Rattigan say yesterday in a film conference that they went to government minister and them tell them, no man, go on and do your thing. Rattigan, you left Jamaica for too long for to realize so you can't bad up Jamaica and get them to come on board with you. So what you think? So you're going to go out there, go disgrace we, and then you tell we say you want to have meeting? Foolishness. And anybody in a Jamaica and make Rattigan feel like this approach I go fit in a this culture, it can't work. You cannot come in a this culture, you can't tell people, but you're going to fire this, fire that. That no work in a Jamaica. And them need to tell him, there is no way you're going to come and fire one barrage of people and then uno can take up for them job and think say, uno going to go away scotch-free. Stop talk to dunce people and come up with something that bright people can digest because them are foolishness. When you watch the whole video, you will hear the rest of what he had to say. But right now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the beginning of the video. Speaker made his initial remarks saying the same thing 2 hours later.
The concern that us locals have about the focus that being placed on it now by some people that we don't, and there's not, the view is not
on crime.
The expats or the diaspora is focusing on it. The view is that there are a few people that's doing it. I put a recording of the show in 3 WhatsApp group. My alumni WhatsApp group. One of them was the University of Technology WhatsApp group. And the other 2 in 2 Cornwall, the Cornwall Global WhatsApp group. And then there's a Cornwall Jamaica WhatsApp group. And the response was just very negative towards the focus. You know, I can't put it back in there. I'll say it to you. I can't put it back in there because, and these are people largely living abroad. So we can't say that there's this general, you know, there's a disagreement. Define the.
So hear me now. But I'm going to go in a much more, you know. Go to Sutherland TV. I'm going to drop the link. I'm going to pin the link at the top of my page and you can go and watch the rest of that video. But we know that Rattigan applied for, and this is from RJR, it was in the Gleaner, I just couldn't get a big screenshot, but this shows that an article that was published Wednesday, August 27, 2014. It tells us that Rattigan was turned down because he applied to become the commissioner of police. And when he never got that job, his remarks was that, just as you see here, he believes that there's something else behind. There's more to the rejection because of him becoming top cop. Leaves you to wonder. So it makes you wonder, is this what we're paying for today? I mean, Rattigan clearly know about crime fighting and whatever. And one of the things that the speaker said in the show is that it's very suspicious that now that Jamaica is doing very well economically, that they're coming with this whole idea about crime fighting. Now, we know Rattigan know about law, crime fighting, government. And Andrew Holness has proven to be the best prime minister as it relates to, you know, getting the economy up and running. So basically, you know, when we see out of this whole thing, you know, it's almost like there is this smear campaign of the government because the government is balancing the economy and the PMP them basically want to get back them hands on the finances. And we know that, you know, PMP, they not really do good. Remember, you know, today I was reading a piece that was written by a Yale student on FinSac. And them on the whole financial crisis and what Jamaica went through as a result of that meltdown. So here for me challenge you now. You see, if this wasn't partisan, but I like to hear you come out here and attack. Since you don't want to touch Since you don't want to touch Mark Gold in what we are saying about the dual citizenship, a 30-year now, we are waiting for a proper report from FinSAC. About $150 million has been spent trying to generate a proper report. Reporting commission was set up 30 years. We don't know that. But they're ready for America go protest about a 3-year now. Government now have information certified. We will never know. But from what we're seeing right now, all evidence points to you are a tool of Mark Golden's trade. So this is a steady show. These are my thoughts. Make sure you sound off in the comments. If you like the video, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the show. If you're into factual, reasonable, and straightforward conversation, this is the place. And JLP or PMP, once you can make your argument, you are welcome. But we don't make content for goons, and we don't submit to people who don't understand themselves and who are easily led. Steady.